Diane DeReese, and I'm in the red group, and this is going to be on sexuality and intersexuality, and this is this week's topic. Last week we talked about gender, how gender can be defined as masculine and feminine. At one time, women were perceived as caretakers and men were perceived as macho. And you can also label women as being feminine with barefoot and pregnant. Let me introduce you to metrosexual. This is a gender-bred person. This clip art explains in many ways how sexuality and gender intersect. It illustrates gender identity, gender expression, biological sex, sexual attraction, and romantic attraction. All those, and they intersect somehow in between male, female, femaleness, masculineness, and it's all together and all intersects as one person. What would this person say if I was to interview them? First, it would tell me I am a person with a brain, a heart, feeling, and sexual needs. My brain is telling my gender identity, how I identify myself. I am female, I am male, or I'm neutral. My feelings are telling me I am feminine, or am I masculine, or I could be both. My biological sex is rather I have a penis with testes, or I have a vagina with ovaries, or I may have both. My sexual orientation is in my heart. I could be homosexual, bisexual, or heterosexual. My sexual orientation can also be broken down to who am I sexually attracted to or romantically attracted to. My arousal, my comfort, my love. These are all examples on how sexuality intersects. Keep in mind part of this intersexuality includes culture, religion, race, ethnicity, or class. Also could include them all. As you can see, the example on the right, biological males and biological females can intersect or associate with other genders. We also have intersecting sexuality can include religion and ethnicity. You can see how Muslims, Christians, non-religious, other religious, a lot of them religious may not think that bisexuality is appropriate, may not believe in it. Ethnicity, the same thing. Culture is another thing that it can be included into. In some cultures, it's not believed in, and they would turn around and try and deprogram them, and that is another story. It's so, they think that they are not, they've got the wrong brain attachments, so they try to deprogram them from being bisexual or sexual or homosexuals. Sexuality and oppressions. We've learned about class, culture, races, and we've learned this week about sexuality, gender identity, gender expression, your biological sex, sexual attraction, romantic attraction. So many parts of our life are intersecting. Groups of people and differences are bound to happen. In many areas, these differences are subject to oppression. You see bullying, homophobes, cultural differences, religious differences, those who cannot accept who's different, anyone who's different. Because of these oppressions, many experiences indifference, experience indifference, beatings, murders, depression, and suicides. LGBT, life gets better together. LGBT, and you can also add Q and I. The LGBT is lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, questioning, and intersex people. I found this picture in the clip art for Microsoft. It is from Australia, and be interested, there are a tremendous amount of information on this website. The link is under the picture. I can email it to you. If you look at some of the statistics they have in Australia, it is quite interesting. Hyperphobic bullying is always happening in school. It's up to 80%. that gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, and intersection people are 3 times higher at risk for depression. You would think tolerance would be easier than hate. Sociologists can find these statistics very disturbing. It is concerning how many people in society are affected. Let us not forget the questioning. Questioning are people who really don't know what their preferences are, and so in most cases are experimenting. They're extremely confused. In this book, on page 218, you can find different theories on how identity is formed. There is structural, functionalism, psychoanalytic, social learning, cognitive, and the objective relations theory. All are excellent theories. In conclusion, everyone can start a conversation on how the life intersects, whether it be class, race, culture, religion, or sexual preferences. We are still people. Going back to the genderbread person, we have expressions: biological sex, the heart for the attraction, and the brain that lets us know our identity. But we are all still people.